Hello, checking if it's recording. Okay, so to be able to understand trigonometry better, there are certain concepts in trigonometry which require you to know another concept. Okay, and this concept is called similarity of triangles. Okay, so we're going to see what we mean by similarity and what we mean by similarity of triangles in this video. For understanding similarity, just want to refer to one concept which we already know, and that's congruence. Okay, the meaning of congruence is that if there are two shapes or two figures which can overlap exactly, right? Which overlap exactly. Okay, and they are said to be congruent. Like for example, just think about the pages of your book, right? They have the same shape. They have the same shape. Sorry, they have the same shape. Plus, they have the same size, yeah, and which makes them overlap exactly on top of each other. When I place one page on top of the other, there's nothing coming out of the borders and it's fitting exactly, right? So for congruence, there are two conditions which are necessary, which is same shape, generally speaking, and same size. Yeah, these are the two conditions which, generally speaking, are necessary for congruence. Yeah. In case of triangles in particular, in case of triangles in particulars, what happens is when we say two triangles ABC are congruent, though there are yes, ABC and XYZ are congruent. Okay, uh, though the we might use any of the four criteria to prove it, but what actually means is because of the, if we say that these two are congruent, then we let's say we write it like this: triangle ABC is congruent to triangle XYZ. Then we are saying, by saying this, we are saying that the corresponding angles A and X, B and Y, and C and Z are equal. Yeah, that's one part of it. And the second part, we are also saying that AB is equal to the sides, the corresponding sides. AB is equal to XY, AC is equal to XZ, and BC is equal to YZ. Okay, when two triangles are congruent, both of these happen. Okay, all the six elements of a triangle are the three angles and the three sides. The corresponding ones are equal. Yeah, and that has to happen if these two have to overlap exactly. Yeah, that has to happen. Now, obviously, there are four criterion of congruence, and we've seen that earlier. We're not going to that now, but just these four criterion: SAS, SSS, ASA, and RHS. Yeah, we're not going into that now. We'll come back to it maybe at some other chapter. But right now, just the meaning of congruence. Yeah, uh, just the meaning of congruence. That is, they have to have exact same shape and same size so that they overlap exactly. Yeah. And in case of triangles, the corresponding angles should be same. Let me write that down. Okay, that is angle A should be equal to angle X, angle B should be equal to angle Y, angle C should be equal to angle Z, and corresponding sides, that's AB, should be equal to XY, AB and XY. Yeah. BC should be equal to YZ, and AC should be equal to XZ. Yeah, as it's shown in the figure. Now this is congruence, right? This is what is needed for congruence. But there's another concept where when we talk about is a very closely related congruence, closely related concept, and that's called similarity. Okay, by similarity, what we mean is the two figures have the same shape. Okay, it meets one of these conditions. They have the same shape, but they don't really have the same size. Okay, that's what we mean by similarity. I'm going to go into a few examples right now. Just take a minute to absorb this. Two shapes having, sorry, let's call it two figures. Okay, because the word shape we're using, two figures, maybe 2D. Yeah, let's think of 2D figures now. Two figures having uh, are said to be similar if they have are said to be similar if they have the same shape, okay, which means they look similar, okay. They may or may not have the same size, okay. If same size may or may not happen, okay. Same size is not necessary. Even if two, like, the pages of your book, though they're congruent, they can also be set similar. But if I were to take, like, if I were to take a very uh, uh, if I were to take a smaller size of your book, think about something like a mini Xerox, yeah. That's an example of a similar page, okay, which is in a smaller version of it, okay. Same thing's written, but it's in a smaller version. Let me give you some examples to make it a little bit clearer, okay. For example, just think about any two squares, okay. Any two squares. Let's take the first square having sides 2 centimeter, and let the other square have sides 5 centimeter. Now, what I can say is that these squares have the same shape, right? They look similar. They have the same shape, but they don't really have the same size. But what we can say is the square ABCD and square EFGH are similar, okay? And the symbol for writing similar is this, okay? The symbol for writing similar is this. If you notice, in congruence, the symbol was this, right? So this part of it, we are removing now. The equal part we're removing, and we're just using the upper part. We're just using this part, okay? This is the similar symbol, yeah? So this is how we write. So square ABCD is similar to square EFGH, okay? If you think of any two circles, okay, they have the same exact shape. It's the circular shape, okay? It does not matter what the radius is. Suppose this radius is 1 centimeter, and this radius were to be, say, 2.5 centimeter. Does not matter, okay? But the way they look is the exact same thing, yeah. You can think of a lot of examples. For example, if you were to think of in 3 dimensional, if you were to think of a toy car, okay, a toy car, let's say a toy car, a common, let's take a common car, okay, a toy. Uh, think of a toy car, any car which is your favorite car, okay, and think of the same exact car in real, okay. Think of the same exact car in real on the road, okay, and think that, and just I want you to imagine that these two, the model is built perfectly, okay. Imagine that the model is built perfectly, yeah. Then what we can end up saying is that the model and this real car, the toy car model and the real car are similar, okay. That's something we can say if the model is built perfectly to exact ratios of uh, how the big car looks, yeah, no change in the shape. If you do that, then we can say that these two cars are similar, yeah. That's something we can say here, yeah. Yeah, and now the thing is that there are a lot of such examples, right? Like, now I want you to think about, like, take this as an exercise for yourself to think about. Notice such things in your real world, like maybe a miniature perfect spherical ball and a football, a bigger ball. Like, these two would be similar, right? So what I mean here is that this two similar figures are like scaled up or scaled down versions, okay. Scaled up or scaled down versions of one another, okay. the for example, the toy car which we just spoke about was a scaled down version of your real car, okay. Looks exactly the same, but it's scaled down. It's like made smaller, but without changing anything else, yeah. Now let's take it to triangles. Let's take it to the context of triangles, because that's what we need here. What we need for our 10th grade maths. And let's think of a triangle. Okay, let me draw two triangles here. Okay, and maybe you'll understand what I'm meaning by this in this particular example now. Let me draw two triangles. Yeah. Okay, these two triangles having the let me try. Okay. Okay, so these two triangles which I've drawn here. Okay, now let's for a minute think that, let us assume this for the following things. Okay, actually let me make it a little bigger. Okay. Okay, let's think of this as 2 centimeters, 3 centimeters, and 4 centimeters. Yeah, and this one as 4 centimeters, 6 centimeters, 8 centimeters. Okay, this has 80 degrees. This also having 80 degrees. Okay, this has let's say 50. No, looks like 60, more like 60. Okay, 60 here, and this one 40. Okay, 40 here as well. Now what's happening here, guys? If you now in this particular examples case which I've just taken, okay, these two triangles, the case which I've just taken on board, okay, on the screen. These two triangles have the exact same shape. Okay, and why do I say they have the same shape? Is because if you see this, the corners, okay, the angles, the corresponding angles are equal. Okay, that's something which I've done here. Is the corresponding angles are equal. So what's happening here is this triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR. Okay, and just like we talked about in congruence, in similarity, okay, in similarity of triangles, also some things happen when they are of the same shape. Okay, we can only say they are of the same shape when these things happen. Okay, and the first important thing is, like, let's say if triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR, then what is our conclusion from that? Then that means that these two things are going to happen. Like when we said they're congruent, we saw that all angles are same and all sides are all corresponding angles are equal, and all corresponding sides are also equal. You can also use the word congruent, but in similarity, this is a slight difference. Okay, the angles, okay, the corresponding angles have to be same. Okay, the corresponding angles are same. Okay, that has to happen. All right, that's the only way that these two triangles are going to look similar. Okay, the corresponding angles are equal or congruent. Yeah, so as you can see here, we have angle A equal to angle P, angle B equal to angle Q, and angle C equal to angle R. Yeah, all the interior angles we're talking about here. While at the same time, if you notice, there's one more interesting thing that's happening. Okay, and that is the sides, the respective corresponding sides. Okay, give me a minute. This side here has been multiplied to 2 to get to this side. This side here has been multiplied to 2 to get to this side, and this side here has been multiplied to 2 to get to its corresponding side. Yeah, we can think of it like that, or we can think of it the other way around also. Like AB has been divided by 2 to get here, AC has been divided by 2 to get here, BC has been divided by 2 to get here. Okay, so what's actually happening here is that these angles, the sides, are a scaled down or scaled up version of one another. Yeah, if we can say that triangle ABC is a scaled up version of triangle PQR. Okay, and I'm taking this language scaled up, scaled down from Khan Academy. I learned it from that video. Okay, uh, we like it's not really used in our books, but that's still okay. Yeah, this is a good way of talking about it. What you're seeing here is that uh, to get to the side AB, yeah, to get to the side AB, okay, what we can say is it is some number 2 into PQ, yeah. Same way, BC is equal to 2 into QR, yeah, and AC is equal to 2 into PR, yeah. In a way, this is what we can say. Okay, now it need not be 2 times only, yeah. It can be any number of times, okay, because there could be another triangle here. I could draw another triangle here, which has uh, which is say 5 centimeters here. It will be how much? 2 into 2.5, 3 into 2.5 is going to be 7.5 centimeters, and this could be 4 into 2.5 is going to be 10 centimeters. Yeah, this will also be similar, yeah, because it's going to end up having the same exact angles, 80 here, 60 here, and 40 here. Yeah, this is also going to be similar, okay? And I wanted to just make sure you understand that this particular number which I'm multiplying to the side to get the other triangle side need not be 2 only, but whatever it is, okay, whatever that number is, let's take that number, let's call that number K, okay, whatever that number is going to be the same in all the 3 cases, okay, in all for all the 3 corresponding sides, it's got to be the same, because only then what happens is I get this, okay, I get AB by PQ is K, I get BC by QR also as K, and I get AC by PQ also as K, okay. So in a nutshell, to tell you in a nutshell what's happening here is if I take the ratio of the corresponding sides, now given that this is my similarity statement, triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR, so A corresponds to P, B corresponds to Q, and C corresponds to R. In such a situation, what's happening here is the ratio of the corresponding sides, AB and PQ. When I take the ratio, I get K, okay, some number. In this case, I'm getting 2. Okay, in this case, I'm getting 2. In this example, I'm getting 2. Can be any number, okay. Same time, same way, if I do PQ by QR, no, sorry, BC by QR, okay, I'm getting K again, yeah. And if I do AC by PR, AC by PR, it's got to be PR, sorry, I just messed this up, okay, just give me a minute. The third one is PR, my mistake, okay, PR, yeah, and change this to, okay, AC by PR. So what's happening here is this ratio, when I take the ratio of corresponding sides, the blue side by this blue side, the green side by this green side, and this red side by this red side, yeah. This ratio is the same in all 3 cases, okay. It cannot be different. If the 2 triangles are similar, it has to be same, okay. So the second result which follows if the 2 triangles are similar are corresponding sides of the triangles are proportional, okay. We say corresponding sides are proportional, basically they're in the same proportion. And how do we write it? We write it like this: AB by PQ is same as, if I take that ratio, I'm going to get the same answer as if I take the ratio of BC by QR. And I'm going to say take this, if I were to do AC by PR, I'm going to get the same ratio. Yeah, and it's going to be some number. In this particular case, we are getting 2, but that's not going to happen all the time. It depends on whatever we are talking about. Okay, how much scaled up or scaled down the triangles are, it can vary. But this is the concept of similarity of triangles. Okay? And this is something we really need for understanding a few understanding of some basic things about trigonometry. And we'll move to that in a bit, but just take some time to absorb this, okay? make notes of this. And yeah. Now, an important thing to note here, a very, very important thing to note here is if like any one of these conditions are satisfied, the triangles become similar. Okay. And if they are similar, automatically the other condition is also true. Okay. So suppose what I mean by this is suppose you know that there are two triangles. Okay. Let's take ABC here and PQR here. Okay. If suppose there are two such triangles, this is 30 degrees, this is 30 degrees, this is 60, this is 60, and this is 90. Okay. If you know this, then automatically you can say that then as a conclusion of this, you can say that their corresponding sides will also be proportional. Okay. Same way, if you just know that the corresponding sides are proportional, you can conclude the rest of it. Okay, you can conclude that the angles will be equal. This is quite similar to congruence. If I were to remind you of that, suppose you used SSS criterion and you showed congruence of triangle ABC and XYZ here, then you don't, even though you don't already know that the angles are same, but if two triangles are congruent, we could say that their angles were same. Okay. Same way, if you used SAS criteria to show that two triangles are congruent, automatically this conclusion, this bit of conclusion became true. All 6 elements had to be same. Okay. Though for them to be, for us to show that two triangles are congruent, we did not really need to show all 6 elements as congruent. Just like that, for us to show that two triangles are similar, we just need to show that the three angles are same. Actually, we just need to show that 2 angles are same, because the third angle automatically becomes same, right? Angle sum property with the angle sum property. I will come to that in a bit, but yeah, you get the picture that if we show that one of these criterion is met, then automatically the second one follows. Okay, and vice versa. Okay. Okay. So now, what do we need to like? Why are we talking about all this in the chapter trigonometry? Right? Let me take you to that. So far, we have seen that in trigonometry we talk about ratios of sides. Right? Suppose this is theta. We and this is 90 degree. Yeah, we assume we've always been taking a right triangle so far. You will be dealing with other types of triangles, but for 10th standard purposes, we just going to talk about right triangle. Yeah. So in a right triangle, let me draw it properly. Okay. The right triangle, we take any one of the other two acute angles. So we're taking this one right now. Okay, let's take A, B, C. Yeah. We have all the ratios defined in terms of the, we have several ratios: sine, cos, tan, cosec, sec, and cot. All of them as a function of this angle, defined in terms of the ratios of the sides, right? We saw the acronym SOHCAHTOA. So sine theta is equal to opposite by hypotenuse, cos theta is equal to adjacent by hypotenuse, tan theta is equal to opposite by adjacent, and so on. Same way we take the inverse of sine theta here, hypotenuse by opposite, hypotenuse by adjacent, and adjacent by opposite. Yeah. Now, there is an interesting thing which is happening here. Okay, let me just take. Let us think that this angle theta. Okay, let's take another. Let me draw this diagram a little differently here so that I am able to play around with it. Okay, let's take the same right triangle. Okay, let's take the same right triangle here, A, B, C. We're still talking about the angle A. Okay, let's angle AB theta, and B is 90 degree. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw another triangle of the same shape. Okay, I'm not going to move A. Okay, I'm going to draw it on top of this. Okay, I'm just going to extend AC, and I'm going to extend AB. Okay, and I'm going to draw a perpendicular here Okay, let this be MN. Okay, let this perpendicular be M, which intersects AC extended at N. Okay, now I want you to think about it for a minute. Okay, let's think about this for a minute. Let's think about this diagram for a minute. Suppose angle A was 40 degrees. Okay, we don't know what it is. I'm just giving an example. Suppose angle A was 40 degrees. Then in triangle ABC, okay, in triangle ABC, angle A was 40 degrees. Angle B is pakka 90 degrees only. Yeah, it's already, we're just dealing with right angles here. So what does angle C happen to be? Angle C happens to be 50 degrees. Yeah, be good with it. Yeah, automatically, like I don't know, 50 is it 50? Yeah, 40 plus 90. Yeah, 50 degrees. Okay, you can use the angle sum property. Okay, A plus B plus C should give you 180 degrees, and there is how I'm getting it. Now, if you take this, just extend it to, just think about angle, so just think about triangle AMN for a moment. Okay, just think about triangle AMN for a moment. Now, you know here that angle A is equal to 40. Angle B, sorry, not angle B here, it's angle M is equal to 90 degrees. Automatically, angle N becomes 50 degrees. So now what we're seeing here is that these two triangles, like we had just defined the criteria of similarity, and I had told you that if just this is met, then we can say that the two triangles are similar. So from this logic, what I can say is triangle ABC is similar to triangle AMN. Okay, triangle ABC is similar to triangle AMN. Now hold on for a moment and just think about what it entails. Okay, what is our conclusion from this? If triangle ABC is similar to triangle AMN, like we had just talked about, if this is met, then this automatically follows. Okay, this is automatically true. This is a conclusion we can draw. If one of them is met, the other one automatically follows. So what our conclusion is here, okay, if this is the case, then we can write, therefore, the ratios of the sides, that is the ratios of the corresponding sides, AB by AM, okay, AB, AM I'm taking, yeah, BC by AMN, BC by MN, okay, and AC by AN, okay, AC by AN, AC by AN. These three ratios have to be same, yeah, they have to be same. That's the logical conclusion which follows because these two triangles are similar, which we have shown here. This leads to them being similar, and that leads to the ratios of the corresponding sides being equal, which means maybe, I don't know, maybe if this is three, if suppose this is 3, 4, and 5, this could be, the bigger triangle could be, so I'm multiplying by 1.5, so this could be 4.5, this could be 6, and this could be 7.5. Yeah, I'm just multiplying each number by 1.5. Okay, this could be a measurement, I don't know, it could be anything, but basically whatever sides AB, BC, and AC are, they get multiplied by a single number, the same number, to get AM, to get AB gets multiplied by something to get AM, BC gets multiplied by the same thing to get MN, and AC gets multiplied by the same thing to get AN. Okay, this is what has to happen. And we already know that they are similar. We've already shown they're similar here. Yeah, because the angles are same. Okay, I've just kept the same basic triangle and just pulled it up, made it a scaled up version. Okay. Now what's interesting here? Okay, let's stay here for a moment. Okay, absorb what's happening here. Okay, now if I were to take just as what values can let's take triangle ABC. Okay, now just for a moment, let's take triangle ABC. Okay, in triangle ABC, what would sine theta be? Okay, sine theta or sine A would be what? Sine theta is opposite by hypotenuse. So in triangle ABC, sine theta would be BC by AC, right? Okay, just observe this for a minute. Opposite by hypotenuse. So sine theta, opposite is this, hypotenuse is this. Okay, I'm just talking about triangle ABC. Yeah. let's think about same sine theta. Okay, theta is there, and let me remove this 40-degree thing. It's just an assumption. Yeah. So in triangle AMN, yeah, what would sine theta be? Okay, sine theta would be opposite by hypotenuse again. So MN by the hypotenuse in that triangle is AN. Okay, MN by AN. Okay. Now we don't know yet if these two ratios will be same or not, but I'm going to show you that these two ratios are going to be same. Okay, and how? Let's look at this particular thing for a moment. Okay, let's take BC AC MN AN. BC AC MN AN. Okay, let's take this particular situation. Okay, let's take this particular equation, that is BC by MN is equal to AC by AN. Okay, AC by AN. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross multiply. I'm basically just taking BC to right hand side. BC comes in the denominator. So it becomes 1 by MN is equal to AC by AN into BC. Yeah. Now I'm going to take this. Actually, let's do it the other way. We need the other way around. So let's take AC to the denominator. Okay. Let's take AC to the denominator here. Okay. To the AC to the left hand side denominator. What happens is, now it's all in multiplication. So BC by MN into AC is equal to 1 by AN. Okay. And next step, I'm going to take this MN to the other side up here. So it comes BC by AC is equal to MN by AN. Okay. I want you to notice what's happening. Okay. I want you to notice properly what's happening here, what's going on out here. Okay. BC by AC is equal to MN by AN. Okay. So as you can see, this RHS and this RHS, yeah, they are equal. So sine theta in triangle ABC and sine theta in triangle AMN are actually equal. Okay, therefore, sine theta of triangle ABC is the ratio that I get is same as sine theta of triangle AMN. Yeah, we're getting the same exact ratio. From this result, I can see that. Okay, and it's just not for sine theta. Okay, it will be for all of these ratios, because all of I can manipulate this particular set of equations. Like there are 3 equations here. I can manipulate this set of equations to show that cos theta of both the triangles will be same. Tan theta of both the triangles will be same. Now this is, take a minute to absorb this. Yeah, if you want, you can pause the video here and think about it. But take a minute to absorb this. Yeah. But what I'm going to go for a stretch here. Okay, I'm going to take this thought a little ahead, and I'm going to say, now we know that we're dealing only with right angles, right? I can make another triangle here. Okay, I can make another triangle here. I can extend this further. Okay, I can make a scaled up version here further. Okay, but I'll end up drawing a right triangle only for all our purposes here. This is a right triangle only. This is, say, X here and Y here. Okay, again, my triangle ABC will end up being similar to triangle AXY, right? Is going to end up being similar to triangle AXY. And I'll follow the same result, and what I'll get is sine theta in triangle ABC and sine theta in triangle AXY is the same. Okay, that's the same result I'm going to get because I'm going to do the same exact calculations. Okay, now what I'm trying to show here is that the value of sine theta, okay, I'm going to take it a stretch ahead. Okay, what I'm going to tell here is the value of sine theta does not depend on the length of the sides. Okay, I want you to take a minute to absorb this. The value of sine theta or any t ratio, okay, not just sine theta, just taking example of sine theta here. The value of sine theta or any t ratio does not actually depend on the length of the sides, even though it is one side by other side, the ratio is of the sides. But actually, if you think, if I know that this is 40 degree, okay, then for the value of sine 40 will be the same in triangle ABC, in triangle AMN, and triangle AXY, right? Because the ray, after doing all of this, I'm going to get this particular ratio, and this particular ratio, that is, let me just point it out, BC, let me take a different color, yeah. If I take BC by AC, or if I take AMN by AN, or if I take XY by AY, okay. In all of these three cases, I'm going to get the same exact number, okay. Because the triangles are ending up to be similar, I'm going to get the same exact number, the same exact fraction, or the same exact ratio. The point I'm trying to make here is this value of these t ratios do not really depend on the length of the sides. Okay, they do not depend on the length of the sides. This is a very important understanding to have here. Okay, and it follows directly from our understanding of the similarity of triangles. So what exactly does it depend on? Okay, so what exactly does it depend on? I just want you to think about that for a moment. When do you think this is going to change? Okay, when do you think this value of sine theta, that's the ratio which we get, when do you think that ratio is going to change? Okay, I want to think about that for one moment. You pause this video and think, because yeah, I'm going to give the answer now. Yeah, pause this video and think if you want. Now, if suppose, yeah, I were to change this triangle in a way that it is not similar, so what will I have to do? I have to make a different angle here. Yeah, I'll have to make a different angle here, something like this. Yeah, if I were to make something like this, so that it is not similar, okay, that is, say this is 45 degrees. Yeah, let me draw it a little bit clearly. Okay, so here if I were to make another triangle like this, and suppose this red angle here is 50 degrees, say, okay, it might end up being, wait, not 50, let's take 45, yeah, 45 degrees, and this also becomes 45 degrees, and ALB, okay. So basically triangle ABC would not be similar to triangle ALB, okay, which means these ratios won't hold. And if these ratios won't hold, basically these ratios are not holding because the angles are different, okay, because the angles are not same, the corresponding angles are not same. Here angle A is equal to 45, angle, sorry, in the first one angle A is equal to 40, I'm talking about triangle ABC, angle B is equal to 90, angle C is equal to 50. But in the second one, angle A is equal to 45, this is the red one, angle B is equal to 90 still, but angle C also becomes 45, okay. So as this corresponding angles are not same, these ratios won't be same, okay. These ratios, like we saw in AMN and ABC, they won't be same. And that is why the values of sine theta, cos theta, tan theta will also change, because I wanted to think of for a moment, what is sine theta at the end? Sine theta is, in ABC will be BC by AC, and in triangle ABC, okay. But anyhow, this is no longer theta, this is the red angle, yeah. This is, whatever this red angle is, sine LAB, sine of angle LAB, okay. In triangle ALB will be equal to LB by AL, okay, and that's going to be a different number, different ratio than what it comes in triangle ABC. Yeah, I want this understanding to be here. Okay. So what is happening here? What I'm trying to show here, guys, is that these two are not going to be equal. Okay. So what's happening here actually? What I'm trying to show here is that the value of these trigonometric ratios, okay, the value of these trigonometric ratios does not really depend on the length of the sides. Okay. If But it rather depends on the value of the angle itself, on the magnitude of the angle itself. Magnitude means how big the angle is. If the angle is, let me take it a stretch, okay? If this is very small theta, okay? I am not going to change the base. I'm not going to change the adjacent side, okay? I'm just going to change the angle, okay? If the angle increased, yeah, if the angle increased and this was say theta 1, okay, then this ratio is going to change, okay? If the angle increased further, let's take this as theta 2, okay, then this ratio is again going to change, yeah, because these triangles are not similar, so these ratios are changing, okay? So what I'm trying to, the point I'm trying to come to here is sine 0, so let's take particular angle, sine 30 degree will have the same value, okay, the same numerical values, the same ratio in whichever right triangle you take, okay, whichever right triangle you were to take. It does not matter whether the triangle is this small and this is 30 degree, or if the triangle is this big and this is also 30 degree. If both are 30 degree, then both triangles automatically become similar, because of which the ratio of opposite by hypotenuse and opposite by hypotenuse in both of these triangles will end up having the same numerical value. This is a very, 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 very important result. Okay, I'm not just talking about sine here. The same goes for all of the trigonometric ratios. Yeah, take some time to absorb this. Yeah, and when we come back to class, we'll have a good discussion about this. Take some time to absorb this. Yeah, I hope this makes sense. Okay, let me know what are your thoughts, and we'll pick it up from here. So actually, let's conclude this actually. So the T ratios, okay. So T ratios, okay. The values of T ratios. Let's write the conclusion. Okay. The conclusion here of our discussion so far is that the values of T ratios of an angle varies with the magnitude of the angle. And does not vary with the length of the sides of the right triangle. Okay. This is our result here. Okay, and we'll talk about this more in the next class.